And there we go, guys. It is officially morning. Hey, guys. I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And welcome back, guys, to the complete series here on ARK Survival Evolved. Now, guys, I will admit the last few episodes has been pretty narcotic-based, right? Unfortunately, at this point, and because we are still working with 0.25 XP here, at least until level 25. That is our pretty most effective way to get levels. Now, overnight, I did go ahead and get ourselves a decent amount of narcotic, and I did go ahead and spoil up some meat. So we have a total of 55 ready to go, and we do have some narco berries. And this, honestly, should get us to at least level 21. Now, I believe we ended up getting this in a drop, so we are going to go ahead and just kind of place you right back down here. We are going to switch over to first person again. There we go. And of course, in the future, once we do go ahead and make a base, we will be able to go ahead and just make another one of these. We'll kind of throw it in there and everything. But I will admit, last episode was pretty slow going, if I'm going to be honest. I was really hoping in the last episode to get to level 20, 21, where we would have been able to get ourselves a couple of the tools, a couple of the trank arrows, and the whole nine. I do see that leads in the background pretty interestingly enough. It looks like it might kind of be forcing itself in here, which could be kind of interesting for us. If it kind of stays there for a second, I'm wondering if we walk up to this, will it give us prime fish meat when you scrape off of it? Or is it going to be regular fish meat? I always forget because I feel like there's a chance that's an alpha. Guys, this might end up working out for ourselves. Now, firstly, I just need to make sure that this water is okay for me to go into. I think we're looking okay here. Okay. Alright, I think we're okay, but I'm pretty sure. 50 prime fish meat. Guys, this might end up... This might work out perfectly for us. Now look, I know we're going to lose some levels and everything. We're going to go ahead and pop this in here, but we literally just hit level 21. Which, of course, as you guys remember, will give us access to the metal pick. Oh... We only have 11 points left. So maybe the trank arrows makes the most sense. And then next level, we'll have to do the hatchet. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting to be in that little bit of a conundrum, but I guess here we are. Now, biggest thing we need to look for right now is our level 145 Pteranodon. Now, we're not at the level for a Pteranodon, but we really cannot pass up this level 145. That's kind of been in the area here, right? Now, what's really good about having access to at least some of the metal pieces... Oh, we need hide too. That's actually kind of interesting. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that out. I'm pretty sure we have some wood in here. We'll kind of just load that in right away. We'll also go ahead and kind of take this out here. Put this back in. But like I said, we are going to need a little bit of hide, so we will have to go on a little bit of a killing spree. And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and make some trank arrows. Probably not going to make too many, maybe 10. I don't want to really make too many, especially since we do have to get eyes on this Pteranodon. So I guess that's what we'll do to start out with. I guess we'll go ahead. We'll get on the back of you. And we'll do a little bit of searching. Because in the last episode, we did end up seeing this Pteranodon a couple of times. But now, of course, since we're at the point that we can actually knock it out and do what we want to do with it, now it's nowhere to be seen, right? Welcome to ARK, guys. This is kind of the way that it always seems to be. Is that it right there? 65, that's the other one. Okay. If this Pteranodon has either despawned or left this island, I am going to be so upset. I remember it because it has the pretty distinct red wings. It was like all green with red wings. That's what we're going to be looking for around here. And of course, like I said, we'll also be on the search for a couple of other things here. If we find some lower level stuff, definitely can go ahead and try to get some hide, because I definitely want to start getting into the metal tier. Now, from what I remember, towards the end of the last episode, that's not it right there, is it? I don't think it is. No, it's level 10. There it is. It's this one right here. 100%. That's it. 145. Alright, I was going to say, I remember it being over in this direction because I was really worried about killing off a level 50, 60, something like that. Because I was worried that this thing was going to go on the run. Okay. At least we found it. Now it's just a matter of waiting for this thing to freaking land. Which could take 2 minutes, could take 20 minutes. Pretty much we're just going to kind of keep our eyes on this. We got 5 bolas left, so we'll be able to pull this off. And I guess while we're at it, let's make sure we switch that over. It's getting a little bit close to land here, so we might actually have a pretty good opportunity. I'm going to make sure the Parasaur is on passive. Oh. My only worry is about bowling it right now. It'll pretty much just plop straight into the water, so I want to make sure it's on land. I want to make sure it's trying to land before we even attempt to do anything here. Might get a little dizzy looking up like this. Yeah, it's starting to... Come on, come down. You're right there. Come on. Now watch, you're going to end up going near base. Come on. Yeah, like I said, sometimes this is quick. Sometimes it's... we got a very... Nope. Shoot. Well, I guess as we're waiting for this Pteranodon, guys, if you find yourself enjoying this one, take a second, make sure to hit that like button. Let's kind of keep an eye on this thing, too, at the same time. If you guys are enjoying the series so far, you're excited to see more here on the completing series of ARK Survival Evolved, take a second, hit that subscribe button, make sure to press that like button. And if you guys want to support the channel further, we of course have channel memberships here. Channel memberships start at $1.99 a month. You do get access to these videos a little bit early, and we do have some members only series that are currently running right now. So definitely, if you're interested in that, there is a join button down below. So definitely check that out. And yeah, let's... Hey, look at this. Oh, so close. Come on, dude, just land. I mean, at this rate, guys, this will be the episode. Just waiting for this to land. Come on. See, this is why we need the net projectile. Here we go. There we go. I don't know how many shots it's going to take. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And it is out. Now, if we want to, we could go ahead and get an idea of what the pre-tame stats are going to be, but I don't necessarily like looking at this because even though, yes, it has 172 weight right now, it has 220 melee, we don't really know how the points are going to distribute and everything, so it doesn't really make sense looking at this, in my opinion. We'll kind of just wait until it's fully tamed. Now, unfortunately, we of course don't have normal prime meat or anything, but we do have prime fish meat. It will lose a couple of levels, but it's better than using just normal meat. So I think what we'll do is we'll transfer all this over and we'll throw this straight in here. Gonna throw all of it in there, which is completely fine. And like I said, it will lose a couple of levels, but it's gonna be better than using just normal raw meat with this. So we'll see how that turns out here in a little bit. And I think what we'll do is we'll put the tracker on this thing just to get an idea of what's going on. So, you know, because we didn't get the amount of engram points that I was hoping for, this does change a little bit up of what I was planning to do with this episode. Because I was really hoping to get to level 21, have enough engram points for the trank arrows, for the metal pick and the metal hatchet. So then we could start thinking about our base. But now, of course, we don't have enough of the hatchets, so we could technically still think about our base. And I completely forgot to switch that over. That's okay. We still should have enough time to take this out. Just looking to get that little extra hide that we talked about. There we go. Perfect. Give me that back. So I think this episode, instead, we might do a little bit more of a metal gathering spree. Now, so far with the Pteranodon, is there a way? I remember this kind of being a thing in ASE, but it didn't really stick around. No, it's still kind of bugged. There was a way that we were basically able to look at the creature, and it would kind of tell us or give us a little snippet of how it was going. At least here we can see. Okay, so it's already lost a level. Okay, yeah, we kind of knew that. Using prime fish meat really wasn't going to be the best thing to use, but it's better than nothing at the end of the day. Alright, well, we can at least get our first metal tool going here in the form of the metal pick. And now the goal is to just gather up enough metal to hopefully... There we go. Probably not a good idea to split this meat, actually. We're actually going to hold on to everything like that because I might end up using it for... I might end up cooking it up because we are getting pretty low in the food department. We only have 11 cooked meat, so might be something to consider. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to ultimately see how much metal we can start getting here. Maybe potentially starting to cook it up just to give us a... Yeah, look at that already. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy once you get from the stone tier to the metal tier when it comes to just collecting metal. Like, the numbers just get insane. And apologies, guys. The screen's a little shaky right now. But I mean, look at that straight away. We're at 140 metal. Look at that. That is so crazy. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to quickly run back, throw this in. Then we'll kind of come back out and we'll do a little bit more. Now, how long is it until I can get the fish meat again off of the leads? I don't know if the boat is a viable option at this point, knowing that we do have this leads in the area, so I think the plan of action has to be, once we get the metal hatchet, is building a base, because building is going to get us a lot of levels. And the hope is, after building our base, and, you know, we'll put pillars in, we'll kind of make it look nice and everything too, just so we can get a little bit more XP. Maybe we will be at the point of level 38, where we can use this newly acquired Pteranodon to officially leave Herbivore Island. Because, yeah, I don't see any which way, shape, or form of being able to take the raft off of here and surviving. Maybe the canoe, if we wanted to make a quick trip across in order to get, I don't know, maybe a loot drop or two. I don't think the leads are affected by canoes, so I think we should be okay in that department. But, yeah, the raft might not be a viable option for us anymore. But you know what? For right now, not going to worry about it. Just going to keep collecting our metal and maybe get a level out of it. I don't think we are, if I'm going to be honest, but I don't know. Maybe. All right, back at the boat here. See how much metal in total we have. I mean, yeah, that is a lot. 340 metal, along with 3 scrap metals. So we are looking at 150 and 20, so 170 metal. Wow. Yeah, we are certainly looking good in that department. Unfortunately, though, I don't think smelting metal gets you any XP, so we're not really going to benefit from that too much. 50, okay. I was going to say, you were fairly new to this area, so probably a good idea right now to just check the Pteranodon. Okay, so unconscious level is going down. It might be a good idea to grab just, I don't know about a stack of narcotics, but maybe 50 narcotic. I mean, we have plenty. You know what? We have 37 already. I'll just throw this in there for the meantime. Along with that. And yeah, we'll throw 37 onto the Pteranodon. It may be okay on its own, but I'd rather just play it safe. because I really wouldn't want to lose this Pteranodon at the end of the day, so. And like I said, it's not like we don't have plenty of narcotic to go around, so should be looking pretty good there. But one more thing that we do need to do, which I know might sound kind of silly, but because I've kind of been doing this series as a day-by-day thing, if you will, I actually need to get the thumbnail for the previous episode. Yeah, the problem is, the way that I'm doing this series is we pretty much end the episode at night. And because we're here in ASC, it's not like we have photo mode or anything like that. And I don't want to speed up time or anything like that for the thumbnails because I don't want the days to get messed up. And I don't want to start out an episode at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode then. So, yeah, I basically have to find time in the other episodes to get my thumbnails and everything. So let's go ahead and get this trilobite first. Again, trilobites just get a lot of good resources. There we go. Okay. A little bit of silica pearl, not too bad. We certainly got a lot of chitin too. Not that we would be heading over there straight away, but you could get a really good shoulder mount if you have a lot of chitin on you. Just got to head over to Lost Island to get yourself a Cinemacrops. But let's pop these in here in the meantime. Let's also pop this back in our inventory. We do have 49 spoiled meat already, which I think I will chuck in here. Have that make a little bit on the fly. I don't think we're going to get a level from that, but I guess you never know, right? I think we'll also throw that in there and get that started. And all right, you are at 65%, not too shabby. All right, well, let's keep getting some metal. Actually, I just said about thumbnail. All right, so let's do a little bit of magic here. Because we are on, let's see, because we're on ASE, I'm going to have to do this a little bit interestingly. Because the last metal we did get the refining forge and the smithy, I definitely want to focus this to be the thumbnail. Now, we'll kind of do this, but if you see at the bottom, my fingers are there. If you guys are interested, this is like a console way of me getting my thumbnails is all I have to do is slowly bring my character back. And if I do it quick enough, you see how he moves his hands? And pretty much what I do is I'll try to get as close as I can and then slowly back up. And eventually, editing Sean will figure out which part is a good part. And we'll take the thumbnail from there. There we go. If you guys were curious how I do my ARK Survival Evolved thumbnails, there you go. But anyways, I feel like a couple of stegos spawned in, didn't they? 60, 90, 20, 20. Okay. What about the trike? 120 trike. Not bad. Man, I'm getting a little stir crazy on this island, I will admit. I feel like we're in that situation. We're kind of between a, what is it, between a rock and a hard place where I can't really leave the island. We don't really have anything powerful enough to be able to take on the leads. The leads is stuck. It won't move until we force it to move, which can be a good thing, but will also be a pretty bad thing in our situation. I guess if we can get a Pteranodon, another one. Now, something we could actually do, and I mentioned this in the last episode, and you guys actually haven't seen the last episode yet based on recording and all that kind of stuff, but you guys actually answered my question in the last episode without actually hearing my question. You guys actually answered it in a Ark Survival Ascended episode, and the plan was, and the thought process was, if I go ahead and tame a couple of creatures, right? Let's just say Phiomias, right? We breed Phiomias, we get a kid, kill the kid. That should theoretically give us prime meat. So that is a way to get prime meat if we want. Could do the same thing with the stegos. Because we do have, and I know it's a little tough to see because the one's next to the other one, we have a Tech 24 right here. Are any of these parasaurs, or any of these Pteranodon good, by the way? Because you know what, the fact that we are taming a high-level female, if we can get a high-level male, but yeah, I think for now we're doing pretty good on this island. I will admit, you guys certainly saw in the last episode and definitely seeing in this episode that things have certainly slowed down a little bit. Not that it's a bad thing. Hey, it's always good if you're that type of person to, I don't want to say rush in a negative way, but get yourself as high level as you can as quickly as you can. Hey, you know, play the game the way that you want to. I personally just don't want to go for the explorer notes yet because I'd rather do that when we're at a higher level where getting levels is a lot tougher to do, if that makes sense. And I would like to do it when we have tames that aren't the starter tames. They're more of the end of game tames, let's kind of put it that way. When we get our really good Argent or our, you know, if we're talking about the island, probably an Argent would be when I would start going around and getting the explorer notes and stuff like that. But, you know, everybody plays the game the way that they want to, of course. I am kind of curious. You know what? It's not like anything bad would happen here, right? Like if I literally threw everything on you, I guess we can test this out right now. With a naked character and everything, we would pretty much just end up losing our canoe, which we can just make another one. I'm gonna try this. If I use the canoe to paddle out here, and by the way, our Pteranodon's actually tamed, which is kind of cool. If I paddle out here, is the leads going to attack a canoe? I think the answer is no. I think this, and look at that, I can literally scrape again if I want to. Oh. Well, there's my canoe. But if I theoretically wanted to go for this green drop right now, and I'm doing this naked because I just want to know, I don't think it's coming after me. So you know what? We do have a way to get off of Herbivore Island if we want to, which is kind of interesting. Ideally, not really the way I would like to do it, but it is good to know that we do have that option. Now, are we going to get to this green drop in time? I'm not entirely sure, because I feel like it's been down for a little bit, but you know what? We might as well give it a shot, right? Now, we were up here in the last episode. Nothing bad was up here. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that it's the same this time. Because if we do end up dying, Does the canoe act as a bed? I can't remember. I feel like we're pretty safe around here because I am seeing carbos. So I'm feeling a little more confident that we're going to be okay. Our Pteranodon ended up at level 213, so it ended up losing a total of 4 levels. Not bad. Oh, this drop's not even down yet. Interesting. Okay, well, what level are you? 15 male. The downside is... Where's the other dodo? The other dodo's right there. What level are you? 20 dodo. Okay. I'll take it, but here's kind of what I was thinking. Is that a female or a male? That's a male. Where is the female? Because maybe you guys will be my... There's the female. What level are you? 45. Alright. Not going to worry about that right now because we are a little thirsty. So that could be something that we start looking into, though. And that will get us any prime meat. Plus, killing kids... I know it's really bad, but it is part of the game, technically. Killing kids does get you a decent amount of XP. So we could think about that. Come on, just get to the water, get to the water, get to the water. Now, down the beach a little bit, I did see another Pteranodon. We don't have our spyglass, of course, and I didn't want to end up losing it just in case, so I'm not upset with my decision leaving everything there, but if we get a chance, I would like to see what the Pteranodon down that way is. Just in case if it is another high-level one, because at this point, we were able to get... Oh, so it's not every time. This time we just got normal fish meat. Interesting. So we just got lucky with that Pteranodon. Maybe it's a 50-50 shot each time. So maybe because this time we got regular fish meat, maybe next time we'll get the prime. I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, no, they're in the air, so I'm not going to worry about them. Just going to kind of start looking towards getting back to our area. But I guess technically... Oh god, he's like... No. Actually, you know what? Do we want him to leave or no? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this. Because if he leaves, we can use the raft to get out. And he's out. Okay, so he's officially out now. So we could use the raft to leave. But I feel like there's a really good chance that he's going to attack our boat. And he does a significant amount because he's an alpha. Yeah, I think we might just have to be stuck here just a little longer and figure things out. But like I said, once we get to the next level, which we're relatively close at this point, maybe a kill or two might get us there. Once we're able to get into the metal tier a little bit more. And you know what? Because we do have some crop plots here, we could actually start thinking about some of the crops needed for kibble. And we do have the compost bin. So you know what? This drop might have actually not been too bad for us. Maybe put like... You go... How do we do this again? Alright, maybe you would go here. Then we got to line this stuff up. That's an inclined one. If I want just a straight pipe, is going to kind of put us underground here. So maybe we do an incline. Oh, God. Okay. Inclined pipe with a straight. Do we get another straight? No, we get an up and a down. And then we get a tap. And then if I go ahead and put them, let's just say here, right? Let's just put them here. Will that be irrigated or no? It is irrigated. Interesting. It's not fertilized and it's not seeded and there's no greenhouse effect, but what we could do is we don't necessarily even have to worry about fertilizer. I mean, we got the Phiomia, so we're definitely good in that department if need be. All right, where do I want to put the compost then? Maybe just like right here. We'll kind of just put it to the side of them. And I think it's what, 3 poop to 100 thatch? Is that the ratio? I always forget this ratio. So if I put 200 in, I'm gonna need 3 more poop. All right, let's just run you around for a minute because we don't have any stim berries. But you know what? I can just park you right here, actually. I can just put you right here. Like right there. There we go. Gonna put you on passive too. Definitely don't want anything bad happening here. Maybe I'll use the Tech Parasaur. Oh, he already pooped once. Okay, cool. But yeah, if you guys don't know this trick, and I think everybody does, but Phiomias, of course, are really good for getting poop, getting fertilizer. So, all you gotta do, just grab a little stem. And of course you want to do this with a lot more stem, but this will get the job done in a second here. And you guys see straight away, 3 more poop. And we'll pop that in there. And eventually this will make fertilizer, which will pop into these guys. And then we'll be able to get that started. So you know what? We are slowly getting things going. And by the way, we do have a quick little water source right here too, which is kind of cool. All right. Let's go ahead and put this armor back on. I think maybe we do have 2 campfires. So I feel like it does make sense to go ahead and start cooking this food a little bit. And maybe for right now, we'll throw the campfires over here. That's fine. We'll kind of spread things out just a little bit. Split you. Split you. Split you. Split you. Go. Do the same here. And there we go. Perfect. Now, if I wanted to, technically, I could go ahead and just break these down. But I think I'm going to hold on to them for right now because eventually we might want to work with that a little bit more, and I'd rather... I don't want to necessarily use the engram points yet for this kind of stuff, so if we can save it, I think that's going to be better. And you know what we probably should do is get the Pteranodon back over here. You know what I always found kind of interesting is that the tech creatures, even though they're tech and everything, like they'll obviously lay tech eggs, but they do lay down normal poop. Which is kind of funny. I don't know, I always thought that maybe they would lay some kind of, I don't know what it would be, but just like a, not a tech poop, that doesn't really make sense, but like You guys know what I mean, like more of a mechanical poop. Kind of similar to on ASA how the pyromans, when they poop, it's like a flaming poop. Because it's a flaming cat, so, you know. But here is our Pteranodon. I think we'll go ahead and take a look at the stats on this thing once we get it back. Here's the crazy part, guys. It's getting towards the end of the day already. 20:03. Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys were looking for a slower pace series, look no further. Jesus. Crazy. Crazy. Alright. Oh, perfect. Landed right here, too. Alright. Checking out the stats. We have 1701 in health, 360 stam, 196 weight, 302 melee. So seems pretty good. My biggest concern, of course, is the weight. We'll figure that out in due time, along with the stam. The stamina being 360 does not seem good at all, but we'll figure that out at some point. As this is cooking up some metal and everything, and that is going to be going for a little bit here, I do think our best bet is to try and take something out, and maybe taking something out at this point will get us the level that we're looking for. I would like to hopefully do this before it officially turns night, so let's see what we can do. Maybe we do go for something like a Pteranodon where it could be a nice quick kill, as long as the Pteranodon lands. If not, I mean, I guess we could go for the Parasaurs. Are you landing? No, you're not. Okay. But yeah, I do think it's going to come down to either A, just staying on this island for the next 10-ish episodes until we get to level 38, make a base, kind of fortify ourselves, be able to get to level 38, and then at that point leave here on the back of the Pteranodon, or maybe we do take the shot and try to leave here on the boat at some point, because obviously we're not leveling fast at all. And maybe, speaking of which, oh, this didn't even get us a level. Oh my gosh. But it does look like maybe one more Parasaur kill, if it's a little bit higher than 50, should do the trick. I wonder if an Anki would actually work, but it's a level 20. I don't think this is really going to work for us, but nope. Now we do have another Parasaur. Oh, we have two Parasaurs up here. We do only have one Bola left, so let's really hope. There is a Pteranodon landing, though. No, you know what? I think going for the Parasaur is going to be better, and we're going to go for this one. 90. Let's hope that this gets us the level, because if it does, then next episode we can focus on building a base. Come on, get us the level. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do, guys. So, we did not get to level 22. We did not get ourselves the metal hatchet. So I think what we're going to do at the start of the next episode, guys, because it is late at this point, I think it's best to go ahead and get back to our little area, if you will. But I think what we should do is we should first start out by gathering resources. To be honest, overnight I could very well just get the level kind of passively hanging out. So we'll have to see what happens, but I do think regardless, the first thing we're going to need to do at the start of the next episode is to go ahead, gather a ton of wood. We do have Sally, so Sally can get us the fiber if need be. Gather a ton of thatch, and just go ahead and start building. But guys, this was a bit of an interesting one, not gonna lie. Definitely started out with a high of getting ourselves the level that we needed, or at least we thought that we needed. Got ourselves trank arrows, got ourselves the metal pick, but were not able to get the metal hatchet. We were able to get the really good Pteranodon that's kind of been around our area at level 213, so not too shabby there, but well, next episode, guys, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully, we can get a base done in the next episode, or at least get that started, but we'll have to see what happens. It's all going to depend on when this level finally hits. We need a total of 10 XP, which most likely will happen overnight, but we'll have to see what happens. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like I said earlier, if you guys are interested in channel memberships, check the join button down below. Memberships start at $1.99 a month, and you do get early access to these videos, and you do have members only series if that's something you're interested in. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you all in the next one.